Good morning, everybody. Okay, I will completely and fully admit there are two things that I'm a big softie for. One is kids' emotions. You know, if a kid is crying or overjoyed, that sort of thing, or heartwarming stories about animals and especially dogs, because I'm a big dog lover and cat lover. And this story has both of them in it. So at one point you're going to think this story is over, but hang on to the end, because it kind of keeps going a little bit. So let me start explaining. But first off, let me invite you to subscribe to the channel. I talk about anything and everything and boring things and exciting things. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Join me in the conversation. Let me know things down in the comments. Let me know topics you'd like me to talk about. Nothing political too much, nothing too serious. We can all just agree to disagree and have some fun. And if you want to join us, why not hit that subscribe button? But boy, this story touched my heartstrings. Now, we are in the end of May, and last year we lost our 17-year-old black lab, Nico. And it was pretty rough on me. And it wasn't really even my dog. It's my son's dog, but my son kept moving in and out, going back to school and things like that. And she sort of became my dog because she was home with me all day. And I love that dog. Most gentle dog in the world. And I get a lump in my throat just thinking about her. So this story here hit me pretty hard as well, and it's a story about a boy named Bryson. And his little puppy got a disease called, I believe it's pyrovirus is the way it's pronounced, and he needed an operation anywhere from about $1,400 to $2,000. And Bryson, the dog was just a puppy, the parents aren't rich, and so chances are they weren't going to be able to afford the money for the operation. And Bryson, hearing the stories, he is a collector of Pokemon cards. He loves his Pokemon cards. And if you don't know, there's been kind of a craze lately in these Pokemon collectible cards where grown men are fighting and lining up in stores to get these cards. And their values are skyrocketing because so many collectors want them, and it's kind of strange. But Bryson saw that this was going on, and he decided to sell his Pokemon cards to see if he could raise enough money for the operation for his puppy Bruce. Now, I remember all the dogs in my life and the closeness I had to them, especially my first dog growing up, Tammy, a German Shepherd, when I was about Bryson's age. And I can understand the attachment. And this boy was willing to sacrifice his most cherished possessions to save his puppy. And so he sold some of his cards and everything. And then as a couple people caught up on the story and it spread a little bit, and his mother decided, why not? Well, let's try a GoFundMe page and see if we can raise enough money for the operation for the dog. And their goal was to raise about $1,200. And they ended up raising $5,000 very quickly. When people got wind of the story, the local newspapers ran it. And you would think, that's pretty good. So the parents have $1,200, and then they're going to have $3,800 left over and whatever it is. But that's not the way these people were. They were not going to keep the excess money. They are donating all the excess money, whatever the difference is of the operation and the medicines, and they're donating it back to the animal shelters and for this disease. So there was no profit in it for them at all. They just wanted to save their puppy, Bruce. And I'm very happy to say that Bruce responded very well to the treatment, and he's back home right now with Bryson. And look at the smile on Bryson's face and the happiness in Bruce as well. It's like it just tugs at my heartstrings. It really, really does. You can kind of see I'm welling up a little bit. I'm a big softie when it comes to these sort of things. And I'm so glad it has a happy ending here, because, you know, probably if it had a bad ending, we wouldn't have heard about it. But it's nice to have these kind of stories in this day and age where people are willing to donate money and everything for a little boy to save his little dog. And people always, they don't surprise me. What they do is they reassure my confidence in humanity all the time, because there's so much bickering and fighting, and especially during the pandemic, right? You know, no one agrees on anything. Everyone's divided. You're doing this. It's all your fault. I don't want to do this, but it'll save people's lives. It's a fake. It's all false news. You know what I mean? It's all just bad stuff, but people can still come together and help a little boy and his dog out. Now, I told you this wasn't the end of the story. So, unbeknownst to Bryson or his parents or anybody else, the company Pokemon, some employees at Pokemon who worked in the United States read the story and saw the picture of Bryson out with instead of having a lemonade stand, he had a Pokemon for sale card stand. And I guess it touched their hearts as well. And they sent Bryson a whole pile of rare Pokemon cards to replace all the Pokemon cards that he sold to try and save his dog. They didn't do it for advertising. The company just mailed it to them. They didn't call, hey, by the way, we're doing this and we're going to donate. And they didn't show up with a big banner and Pikachu dancing around or anything. They just read the story and they said, hey, this little boy did that. You know what? Let's do this. Let's send him some cards. And the employees did it. Not management, not in it. The employees decided to do it. Which I say bravo to them. And bravo to the company for not trying to make this a publicity thing or anything like that. They have not come out and said anything. This is not for publicity. They just wanted to give back Bryson his cherished Pokemon cards that he cherished so much. So Bryson, little boy out there with his dog Bruce, just goes to show sometimes here humanity, even in the face of adversity and divisiveness and everything, sometimes we can all still come together for a common cause. Children and animals, and basically goodness and kindness to others.